Hello, everybody. I'm not sure if we're live yet or not, but, here we are. I'm looking over here where my chat is and the stream to see if it's actually doing anything yet. There I am. I have a face. Go me. Okay. To answer some earlier questions. This is my first reading sprints as well. I know that there are a lot of booktubers that do them, especially during readathons. A lot of people host them on like Twitter or Instagram, which would be weird, so I don't think they actually do that. But I've seen it. It's different places. It's not my favorite thing, but I like, hanging out with you guys, talking about what's going on, all those fun things. Sherry wants to know how everybody's doing. I'm doing wonderful. I have some caramel coffee. I don't know, some cold coffee from Starbucks that I got out of the refrigerated section. I don't know. Same thing. Hot chocolate is a grand idea. I'm currently sitting under a blanket. So, blankets and tank tops, way to live your life. Chocolate milkshake also sounds delicious. Agreed. Studio, quit peanut butter. Let's see. PJs and green tea, ready to read and write. Way to go. Best way to live our lives, I guess. Crocheting is totally a horror vibe. Grandmas are scary. At least mine was. I don't know about everybody else's. But all 4 of my grandmas were scary. So, hot chocolate is where it's at. I agree. Hard agree. So, who is actually participating in the Readathon and who's just here hanging out, which is totally fine. Just curious. So, I have a TBR that I posted on Instagram. And so my goal was to read like this one, my Sarah Normal, which covers all of my challenges, which is awesome because, all of my challenges except for a diverse book, but it covers everything else. So awesome. And I am reading The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. And then my desk is messy. The Sweep series by Kate Cavanaugh. I've already read the first book in this, so I was reading like 2, 3, and 4 to round out all 5 of my challenges. But I also want to read some of the Creepover series by PJ Knight. So I have finished The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. I finished that yesterday. I have read the first 6 chapters of Ghost Town. I keep calling this Sarah Normal because it's the giant name on there, but I guess that's actually just the name of the series. This book's actually Ghost Town. Who knew? And I have read 76 pages of The Coven, which is the second book in here. So I am doing amazing. Totally happy with my progress so far. I'm hoping tonight to finish this one while we're live. I don't know how long we're going to be live, like an hour, hour and a half. Don't really know. Probably just however long it takes me to finish this. You guys are my motivation. Not that I'm not motivated to read it. You're my motivation to stay awake. Let's put it that way. I may be sitting here sleeping before too long. Somebody's going to have to call me and wake me up. Let's see. Tibbs is doing the readathon. Katie is doing the readathon. Hot chocolate mix, shot of whiskey, splash of vanilla cream, French vanilla creamer. Excellent. Stacey's hanging out, going to try to read something. As I said on Instagram, whether you're reading or writing or doing laundry or whatever, as long as you're being productive, that's all that matters. Hello, Crepe. Switching between Interview with a Vampire and the Graveyard Book right now. That's excellent. Rosalind. It's a rough day, guys. Rosalind is participating. Wow. You could read on the Kindle app on your phone, but you could also just do whatever. I'm not picky. Katie Ann's currently reading Gideon the Ninth because Skeletons is close enough to Ghosts. I accept that. My friend Bethany at Beautifully Bookish Bethany is actually reading Hood Feminism, and she's considering that. Okay, someone almost walked in, but then they went away. Anyway, Bethany is reading Hood Feminism, and it is a nonfiction, but she's counting that as her diverse, spooky book. And we both agree that the lack of diversity in feminism is scary. So, I mean, the challenges really are whatever you want them to be. Challenges are neither here nor there. I gave you some prompts in case you felt like you needed them, but also do whatever you want. I just want people to read spooky books. So also, things I didn't realize, there is a Horror in 24 readathon going on this week. I think it ends tomorrow. Like it started earlier last week and ends tomorrow. And then there's another one. Oh, what is it called? I seen it today. Summerween. There's a Summerween readathon going on later this month. I don't know who's hosting that one, but I'm sure if you look up Summerween in the search bar, it'll give it to you. It was recommended to me today. So, you know, I don't, apparently reading scary books in the summer is a popular thing right now. Doing Avatar-based readathon as well. Hope to finish reading Carrie by Stephen King. We will count that as creepy for sure. I'm actually doing 4 readathon style things in August. I had to be super clever with my TBR planning to try to overlap prompts so I didn't end up with like 30 books. I have definitely been there before. I think we've all been there before. Hello, Renata. I'm totally counting it. You are a creep. Oh, I think you meant crepe. Like the food, not creep. Because I can't read. But you are a creep. I still love you. I mean, technically, I'm the creep because I'm the one that like accidentally video called you in the middle of the night for absolutely no reason. But that's outside of the point. I'll probably develop and outline some characters. The basis of my novel, if I'm lucky. Totally awesome. Smooky. Smooky Spart bitches. Dibs is on it. See, for some reason, my brain never goes to like look up other readathons that could be similar to the type of readathon you're hosting. My brain just goes, make sure no one else has that name. So I'm horrible. Also, I had originally planned on doing this in June for my birthday. There was a lot of other more important things going on in June. So just, didn't work out the way I had planned on it. Next year, it'll happen in June for my birthday. Unless the world ends. I missed all readathons and didn't know this was going on. To be fair, Renata, you have until the 9th. So, like, you could fit in a creepy book in the next week. Like, it's from the 1st to the 9th. You can fit in a creepy book in that amount of time, for sure. You probably have one somewhere. I'm sure. That was my phone telling me that my countdown is over. It's been over for 16 minutes, but thank you, phone. A couple of old folktale collections of scary stories and monster origins. I think you'll find that they're very similar to the ones we have here. Hence, dragons. in all different cultures, which is weird. Alexa, play Creep by Radiohead. Will she do it? I didn't say Alexa clear enough. Now she's like, what do you want? I'm sorry, I did not understand you. Last night I was at a friend's house and her niece was there, and she likes to ask Alexa to fart, and then asked her to play random, which was random farts. And then when I was like, Alexa, cut it out, she's like, okie dokie. And I'm like, that is the weirdest thing. I've never in my life heard Alexa say okie dokie. It was so weird. Apparently, letting a 4-year-old operate your Alexa is interesting. That's why I don't have a 4-year-old. Living the dream. Okay. I am ready to read some things. It's been like 11 minutes. We've chatted. We're all here. I'm going to use my own timer, which is this one, because it's pretty. It has music on it, but it's muted, so you won't have to listen to the music. Also, beautiful ticker. If you guys have not noticed, with StreamYard lately, anytime the host mutes when you come back and you've unmuted, that it will take a second for your voice and the video to sync back up. It's been doing that for a few weeks. So if it will catch up after we unmute, I promise. It just takes a minute. So just so you're aware, I made a banner for that so I can start using it. You know, I'm trying to be prepared. I've got my month color on here. This is my color for my month because I, brand all of my months a different color. I was trying to go peach. I think it turned out more orange, but it's fine. Totally fine. Let's see. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to do a 20-minute sprint. That may be a little long for some of you who are doing things other than reading, but for those of us who are reading, I figured 20 minutes is absolutely fine. And I will meet y'all back here and we will see what everybody accomplished, I guess. I don't know. I'm starting out on chapter 6 and we'll see where I end up at on this mid-grade spooky book, because I'm afraid of things that mid-grade is afraid of, apparently. Now I have to find the giant clock thing. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's it? Is that it? That's it. Y'all, I got problems. That's the end of the sprint, friends. In case you didn't notice. So how did everybody do? Did you read anything productive? What were you reading, or were you writing? What were you guys working on? I read about 34 pages. I have like 60 left, so feeling pretty good about this one. I do like this book. I really like mid-grade spooky kind of books, obviously, because I have this one and I have like this whole series. And I read the Goosebumps when I was younger. I just like it's weird. It's kind of just like an escapist type thing, because I don't really relate to mid-grade kids, though I do have like 10 nieces and nephews between the ages of like 10 and 13, so that's a thing. But there were some people that arrived in the middle of that sprint, Autumn and Stephanie and Mixer Honey something or another. I can't talk, so Nikki had a bookish discussion with their dad and read 7 pages. Excellent. Got 3 pages read of Carrie on page 207 out of 290, which is excellent. That means you're well on your way to finishing a book. Reading sprints are fun. Managed to get enough of my blanket done to stop for the night and read a chapter of Heart-Shaped Box up to page 234. I'm reading a book of short stories and I do 1 per sprint. Fair enough. 13 pages in, Milkshakes for the Almost Dead by Lulu Wood. Interesting title. Creating my to-do list for the week. Totally fair. Anything productive is productive. I need to do the same, but I haven't yet, and it probably won't get done until after work tomorrow, but that's fine. Just started a middle grade, The Green Glass House, 10 pages in. Got about 20 pages of the Graveyard Book read. Enjoying it so far. Excellent. Named some places and characters, trying to figure the internal conflict out. Yeah, writing is hard. I don't like it. I like it, but I don't like it. I like it when it's going well. I don't like it when it's not going well. I read 15 and a half pages and the tail end of Save the Cat, which I've been trying to finish before I open the book of folk tales. Fair enough. Finished my writing for the night and settled into bed with my book. Excellent. I am currently... What is the name of that book? So my friends Kevin and Laura writes, Kevin the writer, they do like a monthly book writing craft book chat. That's a lot of words. And I'm joining them for the chat for August, and we're reading the fiction fantasy formula. Is that a real thing? Hold on, let me look it up. I know the book's over there somewhere, but I don't know exactly where. So, what is it called? I was right. It is the Fantasy Fiction Formula by Deborah Chester. So that is what I'm reading with them for this month, and we're going to discuss it on Laura's channel on the 30th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'll be reading some craft books as well. Hopefully, I will learn some things from that I can implement into the current book that I am working on, because, why else would you read it? I don't know. That would be weird. Is it too late in the night for coffee? I don't know. It's like a Disney baby Maleficent cup. That's so cute. I love her. think they had like an Ursula one as well. But Maleficent's my jam. Ursula's my grandmother. Whole different thing. Technically Ursula was my great aunt. My grandmother was Mary Margaret, which is in some tales the name of Snow White. So yeah, that's how we roll. Has anybody been reading anything lately that you really enjoyed or you just hated, one or the other? Like I said, I finished yesterday, I read The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. And if you follow me on Goodreads, you will know that I did not rate that very highly. 2.75, which is higher than half. I don't think it's a bad rating. I don't think it's a bad book. I just think it's not the book for me. I don't read a lot of horror anyway, but it was more gory than scary. And I'm not a big gore person, not with my movies or my books. I liked a lot of the aspects of it. I really liked his writing style. I just didn't like a lot of the content, if that makes sense. So if you like horror stories and you like gore, highly recommend. It is an own voices because Stephen Graham Jones is part of the Blackfoot Native American tribe, and that is the main characters are all Blackfoot Native Americans. So that aspect of it was done very well, as you would expect, but just not my, there was a lot of animal abuse that I know is necessary for the story, but not my jam. It's fine. It's fine. Totally fine. I'm much more enjoying the kids' books, which is sad, but hello. Just started Wire for Storycraft Bookwise. If I didn't have enough to read. I think they read that one earlier a couple months ago as well. I haven't read it yet. I need to. It's on my list of things to read, for sure. I read half of The Chosen Ones by Veronica Roth, and I hated it so much I had to stop. I always think the experience is bad when I think I could write the plot better. It was very disappointing. I am sorry to hear that. I hate it when you get like halfway in and you're just like, I can't do it anymore. I did a lot of DNFs last year that were definitely like 40 to 50% in, and I'm just like, I know I need to read this because I'm supposed to be reading it for like a readathon or as a group book or whatever, and I just couldn't do it. So I feel like horror with heart reader. Honestly, I don't read a lot of horror. I read like the mid-grade spooky, and I have recently started to enjoy like thrillers, like adult thrillers, which is not something that was ever really anything that I read before either. I've read a lot of like crime, police, procedural kind of stuff. I've read a lot of James Patterson's Women's Murder Club. I'm almost up to date on that, but I kind of gave up around like book 16 or 17. I don't know that I'm going to read any more of those because they just kind of tanked after a while. But I've got probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 8 books on my shelves that are like adult thrillers that I've enjoyed. So it's a new genre for me. So I'm just kind of reading a little bit of everything to figure out what I actually do like. Knock some books off my TBR. Yes, and that is also why I'm reading these, because I have like 2, 4, 6, 8. I have 8 of these, so I'm trying to read one every day. But just a goal. Also, this series, the Sweep series. So this book is a chunky book, but there's actually 3 books in here. They're about $175 each. So the audiobooks are about 2.5 to 3 hours each on these when you listen on 2 times speed like I do. So I'm trying to just like knock out a crap ton of books this week is kind of my goal. I lost track. Where am I? Read Kate Witch recently and it was great. Ordered the second one immediately after finishing it. I have heard really good things about that one, so it is also on the list. Really hated The Lightning Thief, rated it 2 stars and wrote a huge review. I saw the Broadway musical, much better with character development, and some scenes were just stupid. See, I have read all of Riordan's mid-grade. It is my favorite. I love it. But I also think that there's not a lot of character growth in the first few books. And I think I stuck around more for like the humor aspect of it. I think it's very funny. I like the kitty humor anyway. That's why my nieces and nephews love me so much, because I laugh at their jokes. I'm easy to please. So it's an interesting series. I think it gets a lot more like in depth, especially like the Magnus Chase series is a lot more in depth. Heroes of Olympus, Trials of Apollo, more character growth, more things in those than what you got in the original Percy Jackson series. But also, it's made for 12-year-olds, so I have to view it from my inner 12-year-old. Secret of Truth series. 100 Days of Sunlight by Abby Emmons. Definitely a favorite. 7-year-olds just started The Lightning Thief. My niece has read, one of my nieces, because I've got 83 of them, has read everything. She's in the Trials of Apollo now. And she is, how old am I? How old are they? 14. So she really enjoys Rick Riordan. She likes it for the humor as well. She thinks they're very funny. So she has recently started reading Cassandra Clare's Mortal Instruments series. So my nieces use my bookshelves as a library. If you've ever seen any of my bookshelf videos, you'll know that I have quite a lot of books. My 5-year-old nephew was here yesterday, day before. I don't know. His mom's been in the hospital, so the boys have been staying here. And he was like, "You have a lot of books." Like, yeah, I do. But like a lot, he said. But like a lot. Oh, I love that kid. He's my favorite. I read Book of Shadows yesterday. It took me a few chapters to get into it, and then I started liking it, but kept arguing out loud with it about witchcraft. Yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about the first book in this Book of Shadows. I definitely agree. Arguing about the witchcraft. Also, I think Morgan, the main character, is like the only character that I really like so far. But I love these because like they were written in the early 2000s, like not this specifically, but books written in the early 2000s about teenagers, because like that was my age when I was a teenager. So they definitely like take me back to a time and place for sure. My sister and I are writing a series on it. Definitely interested. I think I've heard you guys talk about that before. In my brain, I feel like that is a thing that happened, but I could be wrong. Is there a checkout system for the library? The only checkout system for the library is that if they ruin a book, they can never have one ever again. And they have to bring back a book before they can take another one. That's the system. It's literally just bring back the book that you borrowed before you take another one. My aunt also uses my bookshelves as a library, and she expects me to remember which books she's read. Have I read this yet? I have no idea. I sort my books by what I've read and what I haven't read, not by what everyone else has read and hasn't read. So I have, yeah, don't ruin the book. It is, I've had the kids, literally my aunt is the only one who has actually messed up a book. Like she, like a bottle of water opened in her bag. And so like the tops of the pages had some water on them and they were a little ripply. And she was like, "Am I still allowed to borrow books?" I'm like, "Yes, water, like that's acceptable. It's still readable." I'm talking like if you absolutely ruin the book and massacre it and it's no longer readable, that to me is ruining a book. Water stains and creases is love, not ruin. It's a different thing altogether. I'm just looking at them. It's such a wonderful, wonderful bookshelf. I need to read some more so I can get some rearranging done. Tell your aunt to start tracking on Goodreads. Yeah, good luck with that. She doesn't know how to work computers. They don't know how to do those kinds of things. I should, though. My other cousin works at the actual library, and she also expects her to remember which book she's read and which one she hasn't. So, things. Yeah, if it's destroyed, you never get to touch my books ever again. I have people that I won't loan books to because they borrowed one and I'd never seen it again, and I had to replace that book. I don't loan out my special editions either, so touch my book and I hex you. I mean, fair enough. Understandable. Holy gosh, it's been a minute. We should do another sprint and read some more things instead of talking. That's what we should do, because it's been 50 minutes and we've only done 20 minutes of sprinting. That's not acceptable. Also, did I tell you to play? I don't think I did. Computers do whatever they want sometimes, and it's a pain in the butt. Anyway, we're going to do another 20-minute sprint. We're going to read some more things. Hopefully we'll do well. I don't know. Just going to go for it. See what happens. Okay. Mute myself. Well, that was the end of another lovely reading sprint. How did everybody do? I literally have 18 pages left. Like, I'm almost done, y'all. I have barely any left. So where did I stop? 90 something? 94, I think? Yeah, I was on 94 and I'm on 134. I'm like right at the climax of the book. Dang it. I was trying to speed read so I could like get it in before the 10 minutes was up or the 20 minutes was up, but it didn't work for me. So, oh well. Oh, excuse me. Hiccups. Bum, 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 bum. For some reason. My comments stopped coming through at 9:53, so I have no idea what's going on. There's a thing. Started and read the first 13 pages of Gideon the Ninth. Excellent. Ugh. Let's see, 22 pages. Made it to page 100. Started bawling. That was fun. I'm still bawling. This part's freaking sad and scary. I often bawl while I'm reading, so I feel you. Finished the last 17 pages of Save the Cat. Finally done. Excellent. 150 pages to go. Excellent. Read 18 pages of Carrie, almost to the climax. Excellent. I only have 18 pages to go. Yes, very exciting. So we'll probably do one more 20-minute sprint. I'll finish my 18 pages, and then I will do my planner stuff to get ready for tomorrow. And then I don't have to wait until the end of the day tomorrow to do that. That's excellent. It's a great idea. Highly recommend. And then I could go to bed because it's past my bedtime. I definitely want to do another one of these sometime this week, on a weekday, maybe Wednesday, maybe Friday. I don't know which day for sure, but I want to do one day this week and then definitely do at least one more next weekend, before the readathon is over. So we can do some reading together and just chat about what we've been reading, because I think that's fun. That's why I have a booktube channel. I'm not tired. Can't prove it. Guys, how am I going to do a 24-hour write-a-thon? I can't even stay awake for like 10 hours. I had a nap at like 5. I can't stay awake for 5 hours. Oh, it's going to be a time for sure. I lost the chat again. I keep losing things. Haha. I think. Yeah, okay. So, let us do another 20 minutes. Just go right into it. We're all reading. We're all making progress. So we'll just go into this last 20-minute sprint. And then we will be done for the evening, or whatever time of day it is, wherever you are. That's it. So let's do this thing. I might even go this way this time, because I'll be, with my head down, working on my planner at some point. So Okay. There we go. Let's do some more reading. Hey y'all, that was the end. So, I might have to sneeze again. Not sure. Might be alright. Anyway, how did everybody do? I finished my second book of the Readathon, so we're on day 2. Book 2, done. Check it off. So I'm updating my planner and my stories on Instagram and all of that jazz. So, working on that currently. Trying to be productive. I swear there's like cat hair on everything. The cat decided that she wanted to lay on top of my laptop pretty much all day today. And I finally kicked her out so that I could actually have my laptop open so I could live stream. And yeah, there's just cat hair and stuff everywhere, and it's a mess. So it's a giant mess, guys. Ooh, something moved. That's weird. Okay. Dibs read 24 pages, Shelby read 16, Katie Ann read 15, which means everybody's making progress, which is awesome. Sherry read 12. Axel read 10 of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Excellent. I would click on them, but they haven't made it to StreamYard yet. Nikki is almost halfway through my 700-page book. Oh, that one popped up. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. I agree. Books that are a complete emotional roller coaster that take you everywhere are always fun. I like books that make me very attached to characters. Books that, make me cry for days after the ending. Love those. Sure. Brooke got some outlining done. I did see Brooke commented earlier that she's been using this timer today. I love my 20-minute timer, and I like the music. I actually just listened to it while I was reading because I'm cool like that. And I'm feeling pretty good. Like, so in June, I think it was June, I read, 4 books? 3 books? 2 books? How many books did I read in June? I read 4 books in June, 3 books in July, and I read 2 books in 2 days. Oh, I definitely think I read, I didn't read anything bad though. Like in June or July, I liked what I was reading. So it wasn't like a specific book put me into a reading slump. It just, I read Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo technically earlier this week, towards the beginning of the week, in just a couple of days. And I think that just like kickstarted me wanting to read again. My friend Brianna at Rainy Days and Stormy Nights was surprised that I enjoyed it as much as I did, because we have a very similar reading taste typically, and it's not one that she loved. And I said, really, it was that it was such a quick read, and I enjoyed like the process of reading it more so than like anything sticking out that was just, amazing. Sometimes just the experience of reading a book makes the book great, if that makes sense. So I'm glad that I read that like right before the readathon to get me back into wanting to read, because readathon, fun times. I think that's going to be it for me, kids, because it is my bedtime. I try to go to bed between like 10:30 and 11, and it's 10:46. So like bedtime. And hopefully I will figure out what day this week I want to do another reading sprints, whatever you want to call this. And I will try to get it up much earlier than this week, because this week was like an hour before I started. But it's fine. Rosalind says, I got so caught I forgot to stop reading when the timer went off. See, that's how I was pretty much after like the second timer, because I knew I only had like 20 pages left. So, you know. Thank you for joining, Laura and Brooke and Katie and Stacy. Yes, go to bed before the heathens wake you up. And Dibs. Thank you all for joining me for sprints and hanging out. And hopefully I will see you guys again later this week and we'll get some reading in again.